3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dallas Cowboys quarterback Paul Wedding with me as always is Leopold Knopp. Welcome to the Open Bar Review. We're here at Riprocks, and this week we'll be reviewing Doctor Strange. Tell us all about it, Knopp.
Doctor Strange is about a world-famous neurosurgeon named Stephen Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch in his god-awful American accent. Strange is texting and driving on the world's worst road, and he goes over the edge of a cliff. It's a horrible wreck, shatters both of his hands, and he cannot continue to do surgery. He becomes very depressed and bankrupts himself searching for a cure. He spends his last few cents going to Nepal, where he meets the Ancient One, played by the conspicuously not Asian Tilda Swinton, and she begins to teach him magic.
I liked this movie. It definitely had its problems. It was pretty cut and paste origin story. It was accurate to the character's origin, which I appreciated. I thought visually it was interesting, and I thought they changed enough that I enjoyed it for the most part.
I did not. I think the visuals were very corny. I did not like the visual effects in this movie at all.
I mean, like, yeah, the movie had its green screen moments, I agree, but overall I thought it was really interesting to watch.
Like, no. It was. There were spots where they were just opening and closing a bunch of windows in the background to make it look like stuff was happening. You get a movie with this trippy of visual effects, you know, you just kind of accept there's going to be some green screen. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the lack of creativity that went into it.
They could have gone a little farther. I'll agree with you on that.
Everybody's saying the visuals were pretty accurate to the comics.
Yeah, they were.
That's true because they were circular, I guess. But it doesn't recreate the feeling of reading the comics. 60s Doctor Strange is a fucking acid trip.
But that was one of the main reasons of its popularity. It was popular among college-aged people that liked acid.
They wanted to take it off the shelves because it promoted drug use.
Yeah.
Because everything promoted drug use. It was the 60s. But you can recreate that feeling with movies very, very easily and in several different ways.
I enjoyed a lot of the psychedelic experiences.
Psychedelic experiences?
Just any time he was in the Mirror Universe or the Nightmare Universe.
That was not...
I thought it was...
the Nightmare stuff, okay.
I thought it was really neat, and I enjoyed the final battle. I thought that was creative. The ending final battle, it kind of subverted the rest of them because it wasn't really a fight. It was Doctor Strange using his wits to defeat an enemy, and I thought that was really creative, and it was refreshing. You know, that we didn't have to watch another fucking fight scene in one of these Marvel movies. We got to see someone use their fucking brain for once.
We didn't get to see a big circle in the sky with a beam of light going up to it.
Yes.
Just a big circle on the ground with stuff emerging out of it.
One of my biggest qualms to the movies actually is like all of the surgery scenes are like laughably inaccurate.
It was a plot point.
Yeah.
It was just to show you that he's good at surgery.
Even though like he'll just like not wash his hands properly or not bother wearing a mask.
That's what everything was like in this movie. Everything in this movie felt like a plot point. It felt like something that was happening because the script said it would. The dialogue, I don't think, carried from scene to scene. When they had that awful training montage where they didn't play Eye in the Tiger, and it's just several years past.
The montage was a little lame. I really enjoyed Doctor Strange and Baron Mordo, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor. I enjoyed their relationship a lot.
What was their relationship?
They were just kooky buddies, man. You know, one of them was really strict by the rules, the other one's a loose cannon. I thought that was interesting because, you know, Baron Mordo is just a straight-up villain in the comics. He was never a good guy.
Well, this was a Baron Mordo origin story, too, because they had that post-credit scene where he's just gone crazy now.
Yeah, that's true.
Get Benjamin fucking Bratt to play that tiny bit role.
Who?
Benjamin Bratt, he was the guy that played the cripple.
Oh, yeah.
Great actor.
I was disappointed with their use of Michael Stolbard because he's a tremendous actor.
I thought that both of those guys would have been a better Doctor Strange. To be
honest. I actually would agree with that.
And I like Benedict Cumberbatch as much as anybody. but I don't think this part was right for him. The biggest thing for me is I just don't see Doctor Strange as a main character.
He's never really been a main character, to be fair.
I don't see him going through the same trials and tribulations.
So, would you just not have a Doctor Strange movie? Would you have it introduced like a side character in like an Avengers movie or something?
I think that would have been better. Maybe if they had him as a secondary character in this movie. Mm-hmm. And we have protagonist is like just a normal person who's having magical troubles or something.
Yeah, and he needs help, and someone's like, "Oh, go to Doctor Strange."
Yeah.
Okay.
We do like a Pulp Fiction thing with it.
Yeah.
From there, or they go back in time and do an origin story and do something like in the Matrix where he's waking up in different realities.
Last call. How many beers would you give Scott Derrickson for this movie?
I would give him a beer for what he went through to get the job. He basically just made the movie as a tryout, is my understanding. But I don't think this was a very creative movie. I think this was a big missed opportunity. I felt like I'd watched it half a dozen times when I was in the theater seeing it.
I would give Scott Derrickson 3 beers. I mean, yeah, I don't think it was a perfect movie. I do think there's a lot of enjoyable moments to it. I certainly think it's worth checking out. There was never a point in this movie where I was like actively not enjoying myself. And for that, I'd give him like 3 beers at least. I do think this movie would be really fun drunk. Like if you want to drink like 5 or 6 beers before you see this, I think that would help. Or, you know, drugs.
Doctor Strange was designed to be read on drugs. It is fitting to see it on drugs.
Paul Wedding, Leopold Knopp, Open Bar Review, Riprocks, Doctor Strange. Cheers.
Cheers.
You should have seen this movie on weed.